see both teams already smoked up, rushing towards the mid lane to get some warding down. See, 9 on this Weaver. Like, obviously the Weaver has made a reappearance as far as this meta goes, and does feel very nice in this game as well. Like, it's a very slippery hero, very hard to catch in a game like this. See, the minus arm are going to play very, very well with the Sven, and as well as that, just laning stage, like against the position 5 AA, the Weaver just doesn't care. It's a very easy support Weaver game by the looks of it here for 9, and I'm sure he's going to have a very good time himself. Right now, Nouns look like they're just going to sit by the tier 1 mid tower and just relax, not get too deep right now against Tundra, just never knowing where they are. But they might fight for this bottom bounty room. K1's going to show on the river. Lelis, he's moving. He's going to be very careful here. Skitter's waiting on the high ground. Topson will get some vision down. The Naga illusions will come in and scout out. And it seems like Nouns, they will eventually just retreat up to the top side, though Lelis is still hanging around just a little bit, but shouldn't be dying here. Should be just fine. In fact, Nouns get away with 3.
A nice little bonus coming out for Nouns. Every little bit can help. It does feel like you don't really want to fight into the big clump up level 1 for Tundra. I think Nouns, running into a Witch Doctor, I suppose, is always just a little bit annoying, and a Shaker. Although Gunner will always have enchant, so you're not having to worry about Fissure, but it can still be annoying if that opportunity presents itself for the mid. It's not the most painful thing to invest in Fissure for first blood. Still, looking at the lanes breakout here, Mike, we do have Moo again on that offlane Witch Doctor, along with Lelis with a Clockwork, up against Skiter and Sneyking on that Sven and Phoenix. And this lane, there is a lot of trading back and forth. I think this lane really kicks into gear for Nouns by level 2, level 3. When you've got the Cask Maldict, you can start to play a little bit more aggressive. It's a little bit harder for Lelis to try to gap close and be annoying early on. I mean, you are susceptible to a lot, especially that Fire Spirits coming out from Sneyking. It does make it very hard to trade for any hero. Skitter should be relatively free to farm until the levels start to scale up. Even then, I don't see the Sven being completely shoved out unless he's severely out of position, which you shouldn't really expect in this lane. So it could just end up being a very static farming lane down bot.
Certainly could be. Of course, mid lane, you are looking at Gunner versus Jolson. Right now, it seems like Gunner having a pretty damn good time as expected here, Jonathan. Of course, Enchant Totem makes it very hard. Did you finally get what I said, Jonathan? It took you a while. A bit of lag on your end, is there?
I didn't know whether to giggle or not at it. Very good choice, though.
It's a dad joke, John, I suppose. Pretty cringe. Anyway, top lane as well. K1 and Yapson against 9 and 33. Going very well for 33 right now, which is to be expected on the dirt.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty safe lane. You just kind of build up on that Doom. You're not going to get harassed out. Again, there's some aggression that can come out with AAA on Naga, but what we've seen from Hector, he doesn't go for that value point in the end snare. So it's just going to be mainly a farming lane, and you're not going to really get too much aggression. You're happy on the Naga to farm. You're also happy on the Doom. I think the big thing for now is just trying to leverage that farm potential of Hector into the jungle. So we'll see if they can maybe get some room to stack up in Yams, and that is one way to really accelerate Hector's timings here.
Certainly is. So I keep looking back at that mid lane, like it's such a rough time. Every time you step up to the Earthshaker, it's such a painful experience. He's gonna pull the wave away and secure his water rune. So will Topson. Topson obviously much preferring to just farm by his tier 1 tower, but Gunner gonna make it very hard by holding the creep equilibrium by his own tier 1 tower now, making it kind of impossible for him to farm safely. Meanwhile, bottom lane, a bit of aggression coming out. Skiter try and force Lelis away from Sneyking, and does do so successfully. Look at the creep wave mid lane on Gunner. Like, there's a full rating creep wave coming in very, very soon, and again, he's made it very hard by stacking a double creep wave here for Topson, so the farm is going to be very challenging again. And Gunner, he might just do it again as well. Hold it by the tier 1. He won't actually. He will bring it behind the tier 1 tower rather, or just within attack range, I should say. So it's tough times right now for the Earth Spirit at least.
Yeah, that's just how in mid matchups that are melee up against Earthshaker tends to go. You don't have too much trade potential with the spam ability of Enchant. Control, it's also not too bad.
Cold Feet, 9. He's going to cop it in K1. Able to secure first blood from Naga Siren. That's a pretty damn important pickup, and a very nice pickup from K1. Going for the early point and ensnare up against the Weaver. You see, it pays off very quickly.
I like that change up. And again, last time we saw Hector play this with the exact same lane partner, he didn't bother. He sees that opportunity now. The Weaver is still very squishy early on. You don't have to worry about time lapse or any shenanigans like that. So you have a really easy time just bullying out that kill. That does give an opportunity for 9 to top up the bottle of Topson. So he's going to be able to sustain in mid, but already good start for Nouns. And Hector not farming as well as Skiter is in the lane, but that kill should give him a little bit of a boost.
Yamson, I mean, he's got a Fairy Fire up, 33, going a little bit far, does have a Lotus, so he's going to be okay. Meanwhile, Yamson actually still taking damage, and with the Blood Grenade, he is down. 9 will be able to get some revenge on the Weaver. 33 really playing on the edge, but that's what this man does best.
Yeah, just trying to push that limit and does get some good punishment out. Not the biggest kill on the support AA, so you wouldn't mind too much here on the side of Nouns, but still a bit of a boon. You know, you're not really wanting to play too aggressive on the Doom. You get a freebie kill. You've got your Vanguard up now as well, so you can just reach in through that harassment earlier on, and you can start to play that farm game in a pretty good position. I think outside of the mid lane, every lane has looked a lot better for Tundra so far. That bot lane for Mu, not the most aggressive. He has decided again to go back into the usual build we'd see him do in the NADPC, going for 2 points in the cask and 2 in Voodoo. So no Maledict, no kill threat. He's going to be focusing on just harassment farming a bit.
Sneyking does get caught. Does have Icarus Dive available though, but won't use it while the battery slot's going. In fact, Moo's going to move in. There's your Icarus Dive out. The cask did actually follow Sneyking, but he is going to be fine. Speaking of this bottom lane, by the way, Moo doesn't actually end up getting any points in Maledict this time around.
Yeah.
The Witch Doctor, he actually... do you agree with that? You like the Voodoo Restoration build, or is it just farming build?
I was just mentioning it a while ago. I think it's good for just holding the lane. It does give out that early kill threat without the Maledict, so you're stuck playing a little bit more passive on levels, just trying to shove them away, but not look for the big cogs, not looking to hold them in for a lot more on the cask. And that cuts off some of that early tempo you'd want to see from Mu. It does provide you a little bit more presence in teamfights to stand out.
Still chasing for this power rune. Echo Slam committed, but 9, he does take the Arcane rune for himself. Lelis in the meantime will cogs up 9, so he does get left behind, but Snaking's going to show up now, and Gunnar, he's the one going down. He does at least take 9 with him. But it's still not the best of trades here for Nouns, as Topson, I'm sure, will be very happy with the space made as bottom lane. Well, Skiter going down, that's a huge deal for Nouns. They find the Sven while he was alone, and Nouns, they do capitalize immediately.
It's a decent enough trade, 2 for 1, but losing Gunnar does put a little bit of in the spanner of the works. You can kind of shove in mid a little bit more. You've got a little bit of room for Topson to farm on.
33, slowed up, body blocked up as well. Cold Feet will freeze, and 33. Well, we can't really do too much about this. Lelis will just slowly chip away in K1, able to find, or rather a split anyway. Nobody found the kill, just goes 3 ways. But a very good kill there onto the 2.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you need to keep doing, right? Like the lane is just devolving into a farm lane. Kind of need to shove the Doom away a little bit, give it a little bit more for Hector to play with. He does have his Manta, his Yasha almost done at the very least, just lacking the recipe left. And they're making great use of the early aggression that these two supports can provide on Nouns. Like Clockwork and AA can connect pretty nicely with decent enough front line. They are also starting to get levels.
Mu just backing off at the perfect moment there, bottom lane, as Topson had rotated on the Earth Spirit, but just could not catch the Witch Doctor. Lelis now going to get rolled on, or rather Gunnar will. Topson, he'll kick him away. Lelis, though, going to chase him down, and now with the Fisher, Topson gets locked in, but Lelis gets left behind as Gunnar, he doesn't want the fight anymore. Topson, maybe he's still in danger, but Gunnar, he cannot hit it with all these Fire Spirit slows, and now Topson, he wants more. Gunnar getting caught out. The Sun Ray will slowly burn him down as Topson is just refreshing the Magnetize, and Gunnar eventually should die, as he will try to take Sneyking, but it will not be enough. Sneyking will secure, and Topson, he will survive through everything.
Yeah, that's just really aggressive from Nouns. Lulla's playing so far forward. And I think Gunnar had the right idea. That's not a kill that's really easy to find, especially with the backup they had on the side of Tundra, with Sneyking just hanging around the area. So a pretty big loss for Nouns, and dropping those 2 kills opens up the sidelines as well for a little bit more for Tundra to play with. You are reaching the point where Hector can be left alone, so these support plays can happen across the map, but that does mean that you're also allowing 33 to just play his game on the Doom. Again, with the Midas up, with a full Arcane up, can start to do more. And you are also, again, just starting to clear out on the Sven. And no Mask of Madness yet, but already digging into that jungle. So a little bit of a mirror for both cores on the safe lane here. It is a lot easier for the Naga in clearing out multiple camps though, so that is one advantage for Nouns. Moo does have his Death Ward ready and waiting. He just needs a connection. I think right now the best here to play with is actually this Witch Doctor, even without an Aldec. Moo?
He's right by Sneyking. Obviously does not want to go for the Phoenix. Does get the tier 1 tower, but gets doomed up in 33. He'll drag him right back with the Hurricane, so that should be an easy death onto Moo. He'll give his life away to secure the tier 1 bottom tower. Still a very nice pickup for Tundra though, as it seems like 33 already looking to rotate through the Twin Gate up towards the north side of the map.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But I guess you trade your life for a tier 1. It's not the best trade for Moo, but he takes.
It's two big ults as well. That's Doom down, that's Egg down. You know that they're not going to be forcing any big reaction to your movements now on Nouns, so you can afford to try to play this pickoff game. You do have the Blast ready to go from Yamson. And again, the Death Ward's just waiting to go from Moo, so you can start to make some connections without worrying about his ults.
Ice Blast gonna fly in. It does land, and with the Death Ward, Topson, he's gonna try to roll away, but it will still go down. Great rotation from Moo. And this is why they always go for this AA, a first pick on the side of Nouns. Like, they really abuse this Ice Blast timing on Yamson, and already it starts to pay off.
And again, this is just a little bit of that of consequence of popping those ults for the Witch Doctor. You're not able to respond, you're not able to threaten back, get some area control back with a Supernova. You do have enough stuns to chain onto multiple heroes to connect that blast as well, with a decent Cask and decent Fisher coming out from Gunner, and they get the room to shove in. With the max out Voodoo Restoration, you can just tank through those tier 1 tower hits, apply a lot more damage than you'd want to have at this moment early on. And they're not scared of being shoved out. Again, there's nothing to worry about. There's no Doom, there's no Egg. You know that the Weaver isn't going to be that much of a threat with your chain lockdown, and you just get a freebie off the back of that. Again, a consequence of just that gank down bot.
And then Nouns are doing an absolutely fantastic job here with that mid-tier 1 tower being taken. Now they can open up the map and start rotating for some more kills, and that's exactly what they're doing. Skiter, I mean, at least he takes the Ancient Stacks away. Meanwhile, 33 top lane is kind of being stalked by Gunner. You do have 9 around, but not really too much he can do as a Weaver to help out. 9, in fact, is the one to get caught out here by Gunner. The Ice Blast will go right through the Weaver, but that's going to be enough. 9 is down. Very nice cogs pushback from Lelis, or rather block off, and Nouns, they will catch another.
Yeah, great little pushback. Good game sense coming out from Lelis to cut off that path. They did have a ward peering into that area just a little bit, so they had a little bit of a rough idea as where that would happen. Overall, rather even the kill board. Again, the big advantage right now for Nouns is this split farm that Hector is having a fantastic time with as a Naga. It just goes a lot faster than the Sven without stacks. That is something that Naga can excel at. Manta not too far off. You've already got the ultimate orb up and running as well. For Tundra right now, you are just waiting to maybe find an angle back in with Doom up. 33 is going for the Midas, so they are looking for that slower game. Lelis, a bit far forward.
He's okay. Not too afraid of 9 on the Weaver. Does have the hookshot as well if he needs to get away. 9 continues to chip away and keep the info up on Lelis, but they actually just leave him alone. Instead, down towards the south, Moo is going to show up, and Skiter saw him there for a moment. He'll try for a TP out, but it's too late. He does get caught, and he will go down. Another great kill here for Tundra, and it's off the back of that ward on the high ground of the Twin Gates. It barely caught him, and that was more than enough for Tundra to move in.
And that's one thing with Tundra right now. Their vision game is very nice for this kind of aggression. They've got good forward wards up top. They can kind of watch that movement, try to hunt down Hector. They get a good scan here on the Dire side to see that movement through the gate. So you're not going to be able to catch too much. They've got the defensive ward in their cliff area on the forward part of that top jungle anyway. You do have Gunner kind of hanging in the wings. He does have that full blink ready with the Echo ready to go. Just needs a good initiation, but doesn't look like they're forcing it too hard in Tundra. So it's back to farm. That kill on Moo stalls out his Midas. And that kind of hurts for the Witch Doctor. Again, you're gunning for BKB Ags timing here, maybe a blink for Moo if he feels the need of following up to Gunner's movement here, which can be really nice in a big Echo Slam setup. So that is one thing that they can kind of look for here on the side of Nouns, but playing a farm game into Doom and a Sven can be a little bit scary. You're also at the point where Topson he's also going for the Midas. Everyone's looking to scale on Tundra. So this delayed timing for Nouns, going for this max Voodoo Restoration farm build, can hurt.
Yeah, and speaking of Topson, hookshot away from Lelis. He's still chasing down the clock, and with the refresh and the magnetize, perhaps Lelis will die, but now Topson, he's the one in danger as K1 has rotated. They do find the clockwork, but K1 is not allowing Topson to roll away, so K1, oh, he cannot secure. Topson, he's still alive. Still running towards the twin gate. We'll try for the TP away, but the fish is in from Gunner. Nice rotation. Topson, though, still on the run, looking to get away. They will get a bit of vision with the Ice Vortex, but it's not going to be enough. Somehow the Earth Spirit will make his exit.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, just jolts out of there, Mike.
He certainly does.
Under attack.
He certainly
Surprised
does.
you didn't latch on to that one. You know, your dad joke slam.
Slam committed. Going to be able to pick up 9 on the Weaver. So they do get another support Weaver kill. Not the biggest deal in the world, but now they certainly just want to be as aggressive as humanly possible. And for now, they're doing a decent job of it. In Tundra, they are still 1k in the lead, but it feels like a very even game between these two teams.
That it is. I think the one thing that kind of was unfortunate for Nouns in the last fight when they were ganking up Topson, Ice Blast didn't clip. He was right outside of that range. Near melee range, Ice Blast, very hard to land. So miss out on that opportunity. They will smoke up. No slam, but Ice Blast is back up along with a hook shot here.
They can just lock down 33, and it seems like they should be able to. As 33, he reveals himself on the creep wave. Ice Blast, of course, will land perfectly. Hookshot will not. 33, he's going to hurricane towards the west, try to run south, but it's not going to be enough. Lelis catches him with the battery assault. And that'll be another big pickoff coming out for Nouns. Now, Lelis, looking back at this clockwork, he's almost at his ags now. He's not too far off. He just needs the point booster.
Yeah, that's going to be massive. That overclock can come in clutch for additional control, trying to get a good position, maybe trying to block off Topson as well, trying to catch out this Earth Spirit when they try to gank him up. You're also working yourself onto Moo with a blink, so he is prioritizing just aggression with his heal forward. He has the value point in Maldic. This is when Nouns starts to really kick into gear with all of this initiation coming through. I think Tundra's done a great job of just trying to farm up. Like Skitter's building up nicely. You've got 33 farming up, although as a Doom, he's doing decently enough right behind Hector's farm. But this Naga has so much room. Like that is, again, one thing that Hector has shown time and time again. When you give him one of these illusion heroes, he can play the first 20 minutes just fine. Even if you gank him once or twice, it's not going to matter. He'll always have map space, and Nouns will always ensure that this guy will just have the farm to come in by 25 minutes in.
Good positioning by Lelis. He'll break the smoke here and save K1. Lelis, he does get picked off eventually, but K1, he pops a song, giving time for Lelis to walk away. So now Topson, he'll get locked down by the ensnare, but Lelis, no, he's still going to die. The magnetizer got refreshed, and it's just enough. Right on the edge, before the song connected on the Earth Spirit, he got one extra boulder down, and it proved to barely be enough.
That does remove the save of Nouns with Song being popped, so if they did want to try to pressure the Naga, they'd have a cleaner angle. They don't commit too much there on the side of Tundra. Still a little bit of a farming game. You know, Nouns are the ones kind of trying to position as a team, whereas Tundra's the one working the map much more with the position of 33 and the position of Skiter right now, just focusing on that build-up. The side of Nouns, they've got that blink up and move. I think this is the go time.
Yam's not going to be chased. Stormhammer will land. Gunner, he'll help out with a Fisher, and that might actually be enough to save the life of Yamson, as now they want the fight. They found Skitter. They've got the Sven locked down, and Skitter is down. Skitter is gone. Beautiful initiation from Lelis. 33, going to be scouted out here by the clock. Hands up, waves him goodbye. But will not chase him down too much further. Though I say that Gunner, he's on the cliff. That's not where he wanted to be, I don't think. 33 will be able to get away for now. Jumping back in on K1. Who does he actually doom up? Did he just doom an illusion? I think he may have. Onto the Phoenix, the egg will get bursted down, and now Topson and 9 have been left behind. Topson's still trying to kill off Yamson, but he just goes down. 9, the only survivor on the Weaver, trying to run, but Gunner lands the Fisher. K1, he just wants a bit of vision, but won't be able to get it. And Ensnare, it was on cooldown anyway. But Nouns, they'll get away with 4 kills for the price of 0.
That's massive. Like skiter being so far forward, trying to get this seemingly easy kill on Yamsen across the river. A little bit of an overextension coming out from Sven. Again, that was Moo with the blink reveal. Mansion get that good angle in to get the follow-up, and they just get that blast on. And the cleanup afterwards, again, it's just really fragmented coming out from Tundra. The egg, without the protection of the fire spirits, still relatively easy to handle at the level 1 egg. And it just kind of falls apart. Like this, they didn't manage to get a full retreat cleanly enough here from Tundra. And the punishment from Nouns is severe. Just all this area control, all these area stuns just shines a lot better than Tundra, which again, they're focusing on most of their control here on Tundra is really reliant on the Stormhammer or Topson just landing a couple of good rolls and kickbacks with his statues, just trying to jowl around, but there's no water for the fish to roll around there, Mike.
Absolutely not. Now a 1k advantage going the way of Nouns. Looking at Dota Plus as well, 79% chance win probability for Nouns. So I don't think either of us were expecting this kind of result thus far in game number 1, but Nouns certainly showing up here today against Tundra. See, so much on the line, just wanting to start off in that upper bracket position at TI if you can, and this best of 3 will do it for you. Yeah, still Tundra nowhere near out of this game yet. Like, they've still got plenty of time in this game to try and make a slow but surely comeback here for themselves. And obviously Tundra, out of all teams, they're one of the teams that are just fantastic at split pushing and delaying games as much as humanly possible. I'm sure Tundra, they'll be able to buy themselves the time to get to a position where they can comfortably fight against Nouns. But it doesn't really seem like Nouns mind playing the slow game either, considering they do have that K1 Naga, who has a harder to ask up now. The K1, as expected, the farm is going extremely well.
I mean, you just leave this guy alone, man. He works the map. Like, Hector is insane when it comes to his Naga. We've seen this time and time again from his time in Beast Coast as well. And he's just doing the exact same thing here on Nouns. It's paying off in a big way. I think as this game goes on, let's say we approach 35 to 40 minutes in, I don't think it gets harder for Nouns, and I don't think it gets necessarily that much easier for Tundra.
They see the Earth Spirit. They'd love to have a go at Topson. Nine's going to intervene here. He'll see K1. K1 and snares him up immediately. They saw him with the Sentry Wall. They want to try and burst him down at 9. He's going to go down, but Topson, he'll jump in. They've got the Naga.
Oh.
K1, he could not get the song off in time. K1 is down. Skiter runs right into the Death Ward, but is going to be okay as Lelis moves in on to 33. 33 hurricaning himself out of there, but in comes Gunner. He gets the stuns off. The Doom in a bit of trouble. Stormhammer out there from Skiter, going to buy him a little bit of time at 33. He is stuck between the creeps. In Skiter, he's in trouble as well now. The Sven's just got to run, but Lelis is right on his tail. Gets the cogs out. They've got the Sven again. He'll turn and try to man fight through this, but Gunner will be able to pick up a double. They may lose K1, but they'll get 4 heroes for their trouble. It's still a great fight for Nouns.
It's an amazing fight for Nouns. The block coming out from Gunner to isolate that Doom. The fact that Tundra couldn't get a good Doom target to kind of pin down. They focus fully onto burning down Hector with a heart. He's just way too tanky to burst down fast enough. And the disruptiveness of these team fights from Nouns, again, with all of their AoE control, with all of the mobility they have on hand, it's very difficult for Tundra to try to angle in. Like, they're, again, banking a lot on this Earth Spirit to be that disruptive factor. They go into the Roshan now as well, and again, it's this fight, it's this area. 33 is stuck in the cogs, gets pushed out. The fissure in this angle, blocked right between the trees
and the
creeps. Like it's insanity. Perfect fissure coming out from Gunner. And Tundra, that puts them at a relatively bad position. It's 4K at 23 minutes in. It doesn't sound that bad, but you've got Doom Sven. These are 2 heroes that are supposed to completely overtake the map, have excellent net worth, but it's all lagging behind a little bit.
Well, Lila's very, very happy on the cams there. Very happy with the way this game is going, of course. And another kind of point there, John, Topson rolled in and just died to the Death Ward. Like, it's just the Witch Doctor Death Ward damage is just so damn high.
I'm telling you, this hero, it was nerfed. I was a bit disappointed that I played him like, all right, this is still going to get banned in every game I'm playing. I do not want to play Witch Doctor every game, so I'm going to have to ban it. But then I have to ban Dazzle as well. You know, that's the state of the game right now in your pub and Mike. These 2 damn support core heroes are all over the place. And now Moo, is very close to his Ags, only about 1.6k away. Once he has that, well, the game really gets obnoxious with Witch Doctor with that up.
It certainly does, and I appreciate he goes for the Blink Dagger build-up as well, so he could just wait for all the stuns to come out, all the spells he's afraid of, and just jump in after that. With the perfect initiation here for the Witch Doctor, and just get that Aghanim's Death Ward off eventually. It's still a 1k advantage either way. Win probability sitting at around 82% as Topson jumps right in onto the high ground. K1 though was standing there and catches him. Topson, he's just down.
God.
K1, he was in the perfect position at the perfect time and just picks off the easiest kill of his life.
Is under attack.
Yeah, they just can't take care of this Naga without the Sven. Like, Skiter has to deal that damage onto that hero, but he's not quite ready. Again, he's lagging by 4k behind in gold. That's one full item that the Sven doesn't have. That's one full item that the Doom doesn't have in comparison to this Naga. And even then, they're not that far ahead of the other cores here.
Yeah, he's all right. Gunner's having a hunt around here for the Weaver, but could not quite find the bug.
I think one thing I'd like to see for Nouns is probably a Shard and Yamsen. He might be waiting for the Tormentor for it, but that AA Shard, just having additional control off the Ice Blast as follow-up from Fissure is massive. So they catch out 9 again.
Certainly do. Easiest kill of Moo's life.
That's scary.
It really is. You just get a second of lockdown, and that's going to be more than enough to kill him off. That's without the Ags up. Once the Ags is there, things get very fun for Moo.
I mean, that just accelerated his Ags timing.
Nice blink away from Gunner. They're going to at least catch Yamson with a Boulder Smash, and, well, Yamson should be dead. They'll just throw him an Ice Blast before he does go down, but ultimately will go down as Topson now going to get locked in by the Cold Feet, and Gunner, he'll jump right in, but the high ground is there from Topson. Still, they are moving in with even more heroes now, and they have got the Earth locked down. Topson, he cannot get away, and neither can Sneyking. Another great trade from Nouns. They're able to respond every single time Tundra they try to get something. Nouns, they always get a bit more value.
Yeah, they're just in a really good position to take that fight. Again, they've had control of this bot jungle area with Hector for a long time. He can sneak his way in. Yamsen is the sacrifice. They have to commit a lot of small spells to just find him down. And then the mobility of Nouns. All these blinks, all these high mobility supports. You've got the Ags and Gunner to gap close. You've got the hook shot to play with. You've got the cogs to block off and push people around. It's a lot that the Earth Spirit has to worry about. Until this BKB is finished up on Topson, he's not going to have an easy time trying to look for what should be theoretically simple pickoffs. There are no simple pickoffs until that debuff immunity is up.
K1, you can see the confidence in the Naga, forcing the BKB up from 33 immediately as he just goes on to the tier 3 mid tower by himself, basically. The Gunner will now join.
Moo has his Ags.
Moo right behind him. Yeah, you do have the Ags on the Witch Doctor, so if you jump in for an awkward team fight and the Witch Doctor's left alone, everybody is just going to melt. That is a max Death Ward as well. 140 pure damage bouncing around, not going to be very fun. Tundra, they've got to try and find a way to defend this. The K1, he is not backing off. He's a very tanky boy with 2 lives available. It has the butterfly fully completed as Sneyking will try to use a Sun Ray, but he might just die.
Oh, God.
The illusions move in. K1, he'll force the egg out. K1, has he gone too far? It's a lot of damage being dealt, but he just walks away. Moo can give him the reset if he wants, but it seems like he makes the call to just cut the creep waves down bottom, maybe come back at a later date, because Aegis is expiring in about 15 seconds.
Yeah. Such a sick play, just forcing out Egg. And this is one thing that we were talking about during the draft for Tundra. Picking up the Phoenix. I wanted something that could play into that Egg more. All they have, again, is just this roll, just the Stormhammer. It's not enough.
Can they catch him with the Hawk? Lelis, he knows where he went. In goes Moo. There's your Hawk shot, and the Death Ward's going to be more than enough.
Look at that hero.
What a
hero. Yeah, I mean, it's been ignored for the most part, right? In the road to the international, I don't think it's been picked up at all. The last time I checked, it wasn't picked at all. It has been picked once before this game, but for the most part of groups, just completely ignored post-nerf. And, well, Moo picks it up and shows us why it's strong. It still is. It's maybe a bit slower. You know, he goes for that Voodoo Restoration. He goes for the Midas. Takes a little bit more time, but once you're online, it's oppressive. He's going into the travels next. He just wants to be able to be all across the map, find some constant punishment. 10 to 21, 4K lead still standing for Nouns. Skiter will come in at some point. He's got the silver edge. He's going for the MKB. The Sven has to be able to find these openings, right? It's down to getting a good initiation out from Topson 33 and having Skiter try to back them up, try to get a good egg position as well. But Nouns are just so disruptive. Like this early Ags pickup from Lelis earlier on, these rocket flares being spammed out makes it so hard to find a position. It makes it really easy for Nouns to find the backline as well. You've got this AA standing a million miles away, so he's always going to try to just land the Ice Blast, land a Vortex, and just play it safe in the backline. It's difficult right now for Tundra. Again, it hinges on either isolating a hero one by one, which Nouns has not split up all too often, or trying to catch the backline first, which with the information Nouns gets with his clockwork and how far back they can stand and how mobile they are, it's not a simple task. They will try with a smoke up now, though.
I'm gonna give it a crack. This is so scary, though. They see Gunner, but they're pinging out Yamsun. K1's gonna show up. They'll smoke up themselves. K1, he'll have his smoke broken. They don't seem to want to start with the Naga, but they'll jump in anyway with the Stormhammer and the God Strength, but they will get the Naga out of there. Instead, Lelis is the one caught. Gunner in the meantime, dropping too low. The Death Ward still bouncing around, but Skiter maybe gone too far, will go down. They get two, but they've lost their Sven as Topson gonna try to roll away. Meanwhile, Nine gonna move in for the snipes, picking up Yamsun, and now Mu goes down to boot. Tundra, they find 4 for their troubles. K1, he is the only one left. K1, though, at least gonna find Sneyking, so that's one other down on the Phoenix. In comes 9. Song committed by K1, but he will just TP away. Great fight for Tundra.
That's what we need to see coming out from them. They find the backline. They start to take out these squishy supports. That smoke play from Nouns, hanging around that area, trying to counteract with their own smoke, does not pay off. Like, you've got a Weaver that can just break those smokes easily, gives them the information to jump in, and they get the initiative there on Tundra. So Nouns loses that vision advantage, loses that range advantage. They can still get run down. Again, really good punishment coming out from Tundra, equalizes the game a little bit more. They aren't able to capitalize on objectives as much as they'd want, which is rather unfortunate. They're not able to really push in for a tier 1 tower on mid or bot. They're not able to try to apply pressure in the top tier 2, but they stall for time. And they're reminding Nouns as to what can happen when things don't line up. The 33 gunning for the refresh, has the Octarine on the Doom, so much more uptime on his spells. Multiple Dooms would be massive. I think just taking away the healing from Mu already makes him a lot squishier. Even though he basically has Voodoo Restoration up 100% of the time, it's just not going to be doing enough. They'll try for their own smoke now on Nouns, though.
Well, they're going to run into Sneyking. Topson's right behind him. They'd love the Earth Spirit. In fact, the Ice Blast not going to go further. So Sneyking getting caught, but Lelis, oh, nice body block. He blocks the roll again. Topson, he's actually going to roll in with the Magnetize, keep it going, see if he can set something up for his team, as Snaking's going to buy back into this one. Magnetize still ticking away, but Topson seems like he is going to back out as now K1 moves in. But K1, he's surrounded, he gets doomed up, he needs some help, his team right behind him, but he's okay, he's walking away for now. Tundra, they do commit everything, but it doesn't seem like they're able to actually lock anyone down. So Doom committed, but they are forced to just watch K1 walk away. That Gunner, oh, he's actually alive. Skiter, TP cancel, and now the Death Ward out. Skiter is down.
Oh, Gunner.
Tips out for the Earthshaker.
He blocked off Skiter in that fight, ensuring that the DPS of Tundra wasn't there. So even if they did chase, without that Sven, the damage was just not enough. And just, again, perfect positioning from Gunner, perfect way of cutting off, leading that fight for a win on Nouns' end. And they suddenly regain that 5k lead. They've got Roche control as well if they want to contest that. It is down bot. They do scout out with Yamsun. So that is something they can start to line up for, get that Aegis up for themselves, get the cheese going, and start to reconsider the high ground play once more. They are still hunting a little bit up top. 33 is in the safer side of the jungle right now, although the flares do eventually spot out a bit, but just a little bit too far. Roshan, the safer plate. They're starting to group around that area. And again, there's no contest for Tundra. Unless they get a really good angle out here, they don't have forward vision by Roche. They're playing elsewhere on the map. It's going to be a nice free one for Nouns so far.
It certainly will be. Roshan, Aegis and Cheese to go the way of Nouns. In the meantime, you do have now a refresh orb available on 33, so he's fully completed that up. Double Doom could be huge impact here in these next team fights. Be the game changer that side of Tundra have been looking for. Still Nouns with the Aegis up now, looking very, very potent. Slowly starting to move in through the mid lane already is K1. Skitter's still trying to work on towards that MKB. Take him a bit more time for that one. Hopefully he does have it up before the next high ground defense comes. Right now with the butterfly up on the Naga, he's having a lot of trouble just bursting down K1 with that God Strength. Morgana, he's going to find a nice Invis rune for himself. Let's bottle it up, we'll hold it for another day. It seems like Tundra, they're going to do a pretty good job of avoiding the side of Nouns, but here's a smoke out. Nouns looking to run after Skitter, but he will just TP back towards the base.
Yeah, Gunner breaks the smoke, clearing out the camp under vision, and I think they smoked under vision anyway on mid.
Yeah.
They do manage to dodge out for now. The side of Tundra, the double Doom, again, it's going to make a big difference. They're going to be able to try to pin down 2 targets. No Lincoln's finished up yet on Nouns, although you are queuing up 1 on Moo, and I believe 1 on Yamson as well. But that one in the A is going to take a little bit longer. So the solutions aren't completely there just yet from the side of Nouns. We'll see if they find out everything. It's a lot of pressure on 33. It's a lot of pressure on Topson as well. But he does have the heart now on the Earth Spirit at the very least. So that does make it a little bit easier in trying to survive up front when you're rolling in, or when you're joeling in.
Certainly so. Yeah, K1, he's still just camping mid lane. He just doesn't care. Straight on the front lines. Here comes the cavalry though. Tundra, they might be able to punish him now as Skitter is right behind him. K1, gotta be careful to get doomed up here by 33. He does now get doomed, but he does still jump away with the Ogre Seal Club before that happens. And it seems like he may actually just be fine. I mean, he had the Aegis anyway, but doesn't even need to expend it. That's one doom down. He'll refresh. He'll have the next available. Keep in mind, he does have the Octarine Core plus the Time Warp Aura on the Doom, so the cooldowns are very low for the Doom at the moment. But still, K1 knowing at least 1 Doom down, he does move up to the high ground, though does get stunned up by Skitter. In goes Topson. K1 though still really playing with fire as he just dances around them. In goes the BKB of Skitter and the Death Ward of Moo. That should be enough for both sides to retreat, but does Nouns want the melee barracks before they do go back home? They know the BKB on the spin is not up. Nor is the God Strength for another 18 seconds. K1's going to move in on his own. Just goes right onto 33. 33 forced to pop his BKB now. Just jumps away again with the Ogre Seal Totem. And K1, the guy's just got no fear. Topson. Silenced up with the Bloodthorn. K1 moving in, taking down half his HP and forcing the BKB out on the Earth Spirit. Another BKB forced out by K1. The tier 3 bottom tower going down quite fast here to Nouns. In comes Gunner to make sure it does get finished off. In fact, a nice Fisher. Lands onto Sneyking, but they won't follow up with it. They'll just go after the range racks. Secure the objectives. Don't go too far. They've still got 1 minute 15 seconds on that Aegis timer here for K1 as 4-star forward is there from 9. K1 happy to turn around and oblige here with the Weaver. In fact, the mana is running very, very low now. The kickback, I believe I saw. A little bit awkward here as they are going to lose 9.
It's a tough defense. They've got the egg, they've got the full MKB on Skitter, so they can do damage onto K1. They've only got the 1 Doom. Oh, Refresh comes off cooldown, so double Doom is ready. Looks like they will just accept the racks falling down. Creep Wave comes in, mid racks as well under threat. Yeah, Hector doesn't care.
No.
He's just forward. He knows nothing's. He knows it takes way too much to kill him off here.
Yeah, this is why K1 just farms the whole game, because he knows he's going to get to this stage where you just can't contest him. And when out Topson, he tries to do so. BKB is used up, but the roll gets blocked off again. He has to walk the old-fashioned way. Meanwhile, Skitter trying to move on to K1. K1 still with the Aegis up, but he needs 15 seconds before it does expire. He'll pop the song up. He'll try to allow his team to retreat for now as Nouns. They don't want to fight without that secondary life, but the chase is on. 33, looking for another Doom out potentially. Will commit it onto K1. He found the Naga, but where's the backup? Here they come. They've got the Naga,
he
with a
just
nice
fired.
pressure now. Lelis, in comes Gunner. He's got the Echo, and Skiter Sneyking
my
and Topson are all gone. They are all gone. Moo takes it Ultra. GG is called.
They call it.
Oh my goodness, what a way to finish off the game by Nouns. Holy.
Nouns.
Oh my God, that was